the changes merged into one to just one repo. It was I think it was a thing that we have to improve. But also yesterday, I think, or on Monday, we could manage to do that. But that task was like in the 17th sprint, and it was a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think that this question is hard to answer and really directly, but because our minor was based on automation because of DevOps, and I think that we faced lots of automation problems during the course of the minor, but we managed to solve them through one or the other technology. As Juan Fernando mentioned, we couldn't automate repositories merging, so we used our Linux abilities to do a script that manually did it as a simulating that it was a human, but it was just a series of scripts running the automation.
I think I have to mention, I think it is the only thing, because it is really hard to see what we couldn't automate. I think it would be database migrations or something like that, because we didn't have the time even to get to that part. Just having our initial architecture and our initial database, but no further additions to it, no further changes from what we initially provisioned. But any other thing, front end was automated, the back end was automated, the lambdas was infrastructure as code, which is something hard to automate. We achieved it, the repos, this lack communication later on. So I think there are things like that, the database that we couldn't automate. It wasn't even, it didn't have a huge impact for us right now to automate it. So there is like a trade-off in what we could not, but was it even worth it to automate in the first place?
Okay. Thank you. Then, well, of course, it's a huge work to implement DevOps in a company. So we didn't expect you to like have like a finished and perfect pipeline. This is something we wasn't expecting. So among the things we wanted to understand was this: okay, what's next? What's the future work? Now, starting from tomorrow, what's going to happen? Or if you continue, then what would you do on this work? Or if you are going to give this to another engineer, okay, so what's the plan?
Yes, I think we can show you in the Azure DevOps. We're actually like in the middle of development, and in theory we're actually right now in a sprint, and we have future sprints, and all of the PBIs, it's work we have not done. And obviously there's also a lot of refinement we have to do there and grooming, because some PBIs, when we get to do this sprint planning, we see PBIs that may be a little general.
Without entering to the details of PBIs, that the PBI is a little short, but if you could tell me in 2 sentences what's the work to be done in the next 3 months. Just 2 sentences.
It's basically wiring up the backend we already have, wire up with the front end, and refine all of the DevOps tools, and basically finish it, because as I said, we're in the middle, so right now it's just wiring up, making sure the application works fine.
We also have plans to implement IoT, but because of the allied opportunity, we had to reduce scope. So maybe we will add this feature to our software. Basically, is sending ads through beacons on malls.
Okay.
Maybe on the academic part of what's next for us too, I would mention learn more tools and certificate in cloud. Because there's the next steps like Marasa said in IoT. And what is next for us in order to improve as professionals. So that part would be learn more tools, experience, and certificate.
Okay, perfect. And then last question. Something I was waiting for on the introduction. It was in fact I wanted to understand the one problem, but not a general problem using DevOps. The one problem Allied Global had that you were trying to solve. From the business point of view, I was expecting this on the introduction, in fact.
From the business point of view, not technical.
Not technical. Everything at the end,
So,
everything is
I
about
think
money,
from
right?
the business point of view, it was delivering high quality and top development because we were faced with QA. We also work with United States developers, and we were really afraid of the quality of their work compared to ours. So I think that was quality. That's the challenge that we're faced there, delivering quality products, quality software.
Which meaning no rework, but actually deploying code fast without getting rebranding or rework or any feedback coming from the customers itself, right? Okay.
Yeah, and also I think it's not a problem directly, but one of the opportunities in Allied is that it is growing really fast, and they're in need of a lot of developers, a lot of people to help there. So I think that was also part of our support there, that we could enter in progress projects and get to develop fast and get to know the technologies and the stack they're using fast, so that we can just enter the work in progress and continue adding value there.
Yes, I think that's really important because we were introduced to some projects that were using technologies that we never used before. And we were in the middle of the sprint, and we had to deliver features at the end of the sprint, so we had to learn really fast.
That's life. That's
Okay.
life.
Perfect, thank you. And in fact, well, one of the characteristics that we have, or the differentials we have at UFM compared to other universities regarding this career, computer science engineering, is that you have a strong business point of view. You understand the economical repercussions of doing or not doing something when using this technology or using the other technology. So first I wanted to congratulate you for using these technologies, building this, using this and being the tech part of it. And now I wanted to, you asked a question which was, you said DevOps is not a set of tools, is not a process. I think you didn't quite set what DevOps is, but I have heard that, well, you mentioned as well that DevOps is a philosophy, right? So I just wanted to invite you for the next of your career and professional life. Don't see yourselves just as a tech guy or an engineer. I think that you are at a level in which you can be a change agent, that you can improve the company and implement DevOps, but not just on the technical part, but the directors, the CEO, everything. It's a philosophy. It needs to be done in all the company and all the company, and you have the level to speak with business persons, not speaking about technology, but this philosophy. So I wanted to invite you to see yourself as change agents that improve the whole company, and you also have the technical skills. I would use your time, in fact, to teach other software engineers how to do this, to supervise them. But I think that your time is very important and valuable and usable, speaking to non-technical guys in order to change everything and improve the whole company. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
and my only comment, I wanted to congratulate you on your presentation. I like how you guys were very well coordinated, and the level of detail you shared, and I wrote here many comments, my comment, my opportunity is very aligned with what Gerardo said. You guys should see yourself as business people as well, because it's a differentiator you have here at UFM. For me, it was very difficult to understand your presentation because I'm not a computer scientist, I'm an economist with MBA. But the opportunity I see in your presentations moving forward is how to deliver like the points we had assigned on your presentation in a friendlier way for the rest of the company, because you guys are going to have to convince other areas and the CEO who doesn't have a computer science knowledge. So how to explain in a simple way what are the benefits of the technology, the software you're implementing, what were the things you were not able to deliver. So sometimes like get away from the level of detail and look like how can I explain this to people that it's not necessarily from computer science, and I can gain them into what I want to do. How can I convince them to invest in this technology and to see the benefits and everything. So my invitation is similar to what Gerardo was saying, use as well. It's, of course, it's very important to deliver